Hello and welcome, or welcome back to Exotical Tea. Today's video is going to be about how being popular does not equate to being respected. I feel like this is something that a lot of people don't realize until they've invested time, energy, um, and their entire identity into being liked. Because being popular looks like, you're getting attention and you're included. And you're known by everybody. People are just watching you, and it looks like power. But a lot of popular people are not respected at all. They have higher visibility, and there is a massive difference. So in this video, we're going to talk about the difference between popularity and respect, why people chase popularity in the first place, how popular people are sometimes treated behind the scenes, and how to move in a way that earns real respect. So let's get into it. So, popularity is primarily about attention, not necessarily value. Um, and that's it. So, it's about being seen and talked about and known, but it does not automatically equal respect. People pay attention to all kinds of things, the drama, controversy, um, entertainment. They even pay attention to people they don't like. So, there are people that everyone knows, but nobody actually takes seriously. Yeah, those people. So, just because people are watching you doesn't mean they value you. And respect, it, it's more powerful. It isn't loud or obvious. Like, you may not see it immediately, but you feel the difference in how people treat you. So, people won't cross certain lines, and they'll take you and your words seriously. They will consider you before they act, and they value your presence even when you're not around. So, respect is built over time, and popularity is usually just given quickly. So, why do people chase popularity? Um, Actually, a lot of people don't actually want respect. They just want to feel liked. And I'm sure we all know somebody like this, or we may have been this person. They want validation, attention, social proof or power. Just because being liked feels safe, it feels like you belong. And especially environments like school or friend groups or social media or even work. So popularity is treated like it's the goal, and people just start adjusting themselves to maintain it. They will become more agreeable or entertaining or even more accessible, and they lose their boundaries just to be liked. So, the likability trap is where things start to get tricky because the more likable you try to be, the more people expect access to you, and they'll expect your time and energy. They'll expect you to be available. And then if you suddenly pull back or try to change your boundaries, they'll say you're acting different or you're too good or you're not the same anymore. So you may feel pressured to stay consistent, even if that version of you is draining. And this is how people stay stuck in popularity without respect. So behind the scenes, some popular people are, most popular people are talked about behind their back and not taken seriously, or they're used for entertainment or kept around for convenience or perks. And, there'll always be people inviting them and hyping them up and laughing with them, but they don't defend them when they're not around. They don't listen to them. They don't value them because they're just fun, basically. So if you compare that to someone who's respected, you'll notice that people pause and they think before they speak to them, or they won't make certain jokes. They're more intentional. with people that they respect and they don't overstep as easily because there is an understanding that there are boundaries there and they're not always spoken or visibly they're not outright communicated, but they know those boundaries are there. So yeah, something people struggle with is the truth that you can't please and entertain everyone. You can't be available to everyone and still expect respect because, but respect requires boundaries and standards and selectiveness. And sometimes those things will limit your access or their access to you. So if you want everyone to like you, you're going to have to sacrifice something. Usually it's respect. So when people realize this, when they realize, they're popular, they're liked, but they're not valued, they, they have an option to either continue to not be respected or they can start saying no more or share less, observe more, pull your energy back. And people will notice it at first. They may question it and give you pushback, but eventually over time, they'll either drop off or they will adjust accordingly. Their behavior will change because now there's a structure. And to be honest, some people will like you less when they respect you more. And nobody's ever really prepared for that. But, you're no longer easily accessible. So I think that's a fair trade-off. Um, so yeah, you become more respected and people understand they can't just treat you in a kind of way. And honestly, you just have to decide which one of these things matters more to you. Because when you move with self-respect, you're going to attract different dynamics, right? People are going to approach you differently. Your conversations are most likely going to be more meaningful and your opportunities are going to feel more aligned because you are now operating as a person to be respected, and that changes everything. So, signs that you're popular but not respected. People will make jokes at your expense. They won't take your opinion seriously. People may expect you to always be available, or they won't respect your time. Or there might be people who are comfortable crossing your boundaries, but they'll keep you around. They will still talk to you and invite you to places and spaces. And that's popularity without respect. On the flip side, you're a sign that you are respected. People respect your time, they don't overstep, they're mindful of how they speak to you, they value your input, and people treat your presence as something that matters. Even if you're not there, you're not visible, you're not the most talked about. So at the end of the day, popularity is easy to gain. You can adjust yourself and get it, but respect requires you to set boundaries and accept that not everyone will like you. So you have to choose. I would say choose respect because popularity does fade and respect follows you into every room. So if this video hit for you, then you probably already felt this in your own life. And I hate that for you. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you can relate to this. I've been here before. I've made the shift. It was not easy, but I have more peace now. I have more respect. I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't like me. I don't care. But I'll talk to you guys next time.